Next question.
Sir, my name is Anuradha Chaudhary. I am doing my research in Punjab University. I am from district Kangra. And my research is on social and economical challenges Tibetans are facing in India. So this question is a part of my research. I want to ask you, what are the problems you are facing in raising Tibetan issue at international platform?
그래서
And
가 배치도 전 저도 그래.
지워져 분들이 시작한다. 계지 등전나라 베베기 내던들래.
I think one advantage for Tibet issue, is Tibetan culture, the Buddhist philosophy, Buddhist logical, as I already mentioned. So more and more people now really showing interest to learn, to know more. So that automatically, I think, the image of Tibet issue also. Now this is actually not a political sort of way of approach, but culture, world peace, through inner peace, not through weapon, not necessarily through political election. Now these days, now election very busy with the political leaders now in India. So real peace through training. Mahatma Gandhiji and many Indian, I think, the inner peace. Through that way, real peace. So that part, I think more and more people showing interest, particularly scientists, and including some Chinese scholar, some Chinese university, some publication made here. In the public level, they cannot sort of see, no opportunity to look these sort of material. And some university, they usually used to get some sort of publication which made here. So some Chinese scholar, after they saw these things, then they eventually they realized Tibetan Buddhism is authentic Nagaland tradition and also scientific religion, they say. So more and more, now today China, nearly 400 million Buddhist population, like that. So that automatically very helpful to keep Tibetan issue, okay. And then politically, we are not seeking independence. One time I was in East India, so Mizoram people, you see, they, one occasion, one meeting, some press, some people say they are Mizoram, you see, independence, the different sort of community. Then I told them, oh, it is your own interest remain within Union of India. East India, South India, West India, North India, Central India, different language, different script. But common interest remain within the Union of India. So similarly, in the European continent, First World War, Second World War, immense suffering, killing in the name of national sovereignty. After Second World War, mainly the German Adenauer and French de Gaulle, during wartime, arch enemy, French and Germany. But after Second World War, they realized Now, too much emphasis on national sovereignty solves a problem. So better, you see, think common interest. So European Union started. So as a result of this European Union, at least the last few decades, no longer any violence, war. If that union not developed, then I think the last few decades, I think some killing must happen. So India's union also was like that. The Hyderabad king, Raja, isn't it? Some effort. Then, to do the career. Kaha Nangsilan Jitchisam Kaza. Ka Sadapatil, I think sent some army. So I think the Union of India is interest for over 1 billion Indian, 1 billion human being. So now world become, as a thing, common interest. National boundary, not important. So with these sort of feeling, and also practically, also you see, not easy. So in spite 7th century, 8th century, 9th century, according to Chinese history book, there are 3 independent nations: China, Mongolia, Tibet. But now we are 20th century and 21st century. So we should think the bigger, the interest of bigger object. So therefore, since 74, we decided not fight for independence, but remain within the People's Republic of China. But Nehru's influence also there. One time, Pandit Nehru told me, America will not fight with China in order to liberate Tibet. He told me, it's true. So we should think realistically. So therefore, politically, we are not seeking separation. But some Chinese officials now still describe me as a spiritist. Actually, the reality is since 74, we decided now no longer raise Tibetan issue at the UN. And we are not going to seek independence, but we are fully committed to remain within the People's Republic of China, provided that they should respect Tibetan culture, including Tibetan language or Tibetan script, like that. So now many occasions when I met some Chinese students or Chinese scholars in America, in Australia, in Japan, many occasions, when I first met, they were quite serious about that. When I explained, they said, we are not seeking independence, then they then become smiling and easily become very, very friendly, like that. So, I think 2-3 years ago, I received one letter from Tibet. Of course, from time to time, sometimes I met some people from Tibet, some scholars like that, some letters. You see, then one letter, you see, expressed, today politically, China controls Tibet, invaded Tibet. In future, we Tibetan, through Buddhist tradition, Buddhist teaching, we can influence in China. It's true. As I already mentioned. So, basically, I always emphasize importance of sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings. It's very important. Too much division on the basis of country within India on the basis of, let's say, the caste system. Outdated, isn't it? And then European countries or outside different nationality, and unfortunately now Middle East due to different religious faith. Even among Muslims, same Muslim, follower of same Allah, same Quran, 5 times prayer, same, but name of Sunni and Shia killing. Very unfortunate. Too much narrow-minded. Just we, and they. This is too narrow-minded, unrealistic, backward thinking. And this country also, caste system, lower caste. At a marriage with lower caste, there is some problem. I think, one occasion, I think, Haryana, some problem has happened, isn't it? Huh? So long, beautiful face. Okay. Don't count races or caste system. Buddha, I think 2,600 years ago, Buddha said, according to my teaching, no differences of caste system. The king and beggar, same right. That's, I think, important. So in this country, now religious, I'm now thinking, I think within this year, some occasion, some meeting with religious leader. I think religious leader should speak. The caste system is outdated. People believe the Brahma create whole people. So all, four castes from 4 faces of Brahma. So if these 4 faces are separate beings, then you can say something. But same person, same God, at 4 faces. Because Giri, Chamsiri, isn't correct?
Caste of the king, and then the Brahmins, then the Shudra.
All you see, same source, isn't it? Unless you operate 4 faces of Brahma, otherwise same Brahma. So these things, I think philosophical viewpoint also, you see, they making also the emphasis and differences of caste system is outdated, unrealistic. So I always see emphasis, oneness of 7 billion human beings. Different religion is secondary level, different nationality, secondary level. Now look, global warming, no making distinction, this nation or that nation, entire world, isn't it? So we, human being, as a sentient being, with too much emphasis, we and they, like that. Recently, we have some meeting with some scientists, mainly Chinese scientists. One Chinese, because of community. One Chinese, could Nobel
Peace Prize winner.
Oh, so he mentioned next 80 years, the big change, climate condition, big change may come. So there is a real sort of danger of end of the world. I don't know. But I'm now 83-year-old, so my life, no worry. Maximum next 10 years, okay, no problem. So he mentioned, now the global warming, now Dharamsala, I think some of you, I think, may experience, you may notice. I think you, when I first came, 1960, from Mussoorie, came here. Summer 60, I came. That winter, a lot of snow. Then each year, less. Yesterday, a little bit snow. So that our own experience, we noticed now year by year, the climate condition changing. So some occasion, I telling the local authority, see, this moment, no sign of a water shortage. But meantime, we have to prepare. Eventually, snowfall, less, and these snow mountain, eventually may disappear. Then we should think some water resources. At the moment, quite available water resources. So this moment, I think, really worthwhile to think. Kasoda, dam away.
Water harvest. Water harvest. Water harvest.
Like that. Next question.
I'm Shweta. I'm doing PhD from Delhi University, and I just wanted to mention that my home is quite near to Nalanda, so it's very fascinating to know about Buddhism. But yes, there are a few things that I have not understood, as in I need some clarification as far as knowledge and wisdom is concerned.
Wisdom, yes.
For my understanding, I think knowledge is something which is passed from generation to generation and from person to person. It's exchange of opinion. And wisdom comes when one experiences one's own life. I think the more I experience, the more I see the life, then I get that wisdom. I mean, slowly and gradually. So, which has a major role to play considering in the larger context, the good of the people or the community. So please correct me if my understanding is wrong.
I don't know. I think knowledge, it seems, without much thinking, we learn from books or from teachers. That I think, I feel knowledge. Now, some of these rules or subject, we analyze, think more deeper way, and deeper understanding. That may be prajna or wisdom, wisdom maybe, not necessarily different subject and make differences, wisdom or knowledge. I don't think. In Buddhist tradition, literature, the Nalanda tradition, they say learning or knowledge from
So developing knowledge or understanding through listening or study.
That's first level. Through book, through lecture, just mere knowledge. Then that knowledge, you yourself, analyze, use reason, including scientific findings. Then that second level of knowledge is we call samjungshiro.
So knowledge is based on reflection.
Now that brings conviction. That part we may call wisdom. Then the thing which you thoroughly analyze and bring conviction, now that then familiarize, then third level of understanding, kumjungshiro.
So understanding that is drawn on the basis of your meditation, familiarization.
Like that.
that means India really has to work on its education system ultimately to reach from the journey from knowledge to wisdom. So, in the larger context, if considering the problems existing at international level, then how do we try to address the problems, especially the problems of terrorism and the
And
insecurity?
wisdom, maybe, I don't know. Like those scientists, great scientists, who develop nuclear weapon to kill thousands of people.
Yes.
Is it wisdom?
No.
Oh.
That's what knowledge can be wrong also.
Oh, so then I think wisdom also some because of the implication.
Yes, the vision.
Wisdom stuff too.
So wisdom has some kind of a connotation of, knowledge which is beneficial, helpful.
So I don't know. You should carry more research. I don't know.
Thank you so much.
Your Holiness, my name is Madhura. I'm from IIT Madras. I wanted to request you if you could speak a little bit about the relationship between democracy or Mangso and the universal democracy and the universal responsibility of preserving and propagating Buddha Dharma. How do you see these two working together?
Because Mangso correct. Oh, Buddha Dharma. You see, now the ordination of monk, no single monk have the authority. Only 5 monks. So there is some indication of principle of democracy. I think we may complain Buddha. Buddha himself, you see, he can sort of the susho nyaba zoya, chenta korang tar jengona.
So His Holiness was saying that in this case we can make small complaint to Buddha himself, because in his own case when he gave the ordination, he just ordained someone by saying, "Come here."
Oh, then after him, the ordination must carry 5 people. He himself exception. So that's principle. And 맞아 긴둥이 변화 시숨 긴둥이 데이터 즉 차례 쪽으로 돼 시숨으로 받아 시숨 두어지지 뉴슈리아 다 가서 마다리 pen dormishim 가서 오다 데 도마 접주면 그들이네 캠보이나 직세 엔드네 레터티체 가다 민감하네 용도 가서면은.
As His Holiness was saying that the spirit of the Buddha's teaching is very democratic in the sense that even in terms of ordination, at least 5 senior monks must be there, including the abbot, the preceptor, and so forth. So similarly, in terms of participation of restoration and purification of negative deeds and so forth, there are occasional worship retreat and things like that. They are also, it should be done by gathering of sanghas.
Now, last several years, some people asked me, Bhikshuni, I should sort of start Bhikshuni. That's beyond my control. We have to go according Vinaya as a tradition. So, according our Mula Savasiddhivadan tradition, the Bhikshuni came in world.
So for the Bhikshuni, the female ordination also, there should be a woman who is the abbot.
So therefore, as far as sort of Bhikshuni is my control, beyond my control. What I can do is approach nuns, study like monks. So now today, these days, the female Kishi.
So the first graduate of the female Geshi is already completed. So therefore their level of academic study is equal to the the male monks.
No? So first time in South India, one occasion I mentioned, now we should have nuns, Gishi, highest degree, nun. Then some old abbot, they showed a little bit of reservation. The Gishi ma country chayams.
So some of the senior monks were a little bit hesitant about that in terms of their gesture. But His Holiness told them, since the Buddha has given the permission for Bhikshuni, so why not Geshima also?
Oh, like that. So I think in principle, democracy and Buddha sort of the teaching. Then, my own case, I feel in according judging history book, history event, I think many wars, I think they very much related with feudal system. In Middle East, a lot of war, feudal system. I think in India also, the Raja, Rani or something, and fighting. So therefore, my own case, since 5th Dalai Lama, this century, 17th century, Dalai Lama institution automatically become head of both temporal and spirituality. I felt there is some connection with the feudal system. So since 2001, I retired from political responsibility. Then 2011, I totally sort of retired. We achieved elected political leadership. So now, in future, in case Dalai Lama institutions remain, now no longer any sort of connection with political responsibility. Now so I feel the Lama institution very much sort of the political field, that's feudal system in the name of religion. They're outdated. So democracy is the best way. Now India, the populated democratic country, wonderful, really wonderful. Like that. And then, next question.
Your Holiness, do you feel that... I'm sorry.
Yes.
Do you feel that Tibet will get its autonomy? Tibet will get its autonomy?
Quite sure. The Chinese constitution itself mentioned these things. So the problem is the totalitarian system. China, totalitarian system. Although there is parliament and different things, but ultimately all power within one single person. So I think a totalitarian system, basically on the global level, I think that's outdated. Now in China also now, more and more complaining happening. I think Marxist, main Marxist theory, I think the working class people should have the right. So that's the democracy principle there. I think that the Karl Marxist theory and working class people, when Western Europe, in Europe, the industrialized revolution start, the working class people, factory worker, too much suffering, too much exploitation. So he stand right of the working class people. So that's principle of democracy. And then his economy theory, equal distribution. So that's socialism. So as far as because of socio-economic theory is concerned, I'm Marxist, truly. But I'm not Leninist. I feel Lenin destroyed, I think, real principle of Marxism. That also, you see, we can't blame him during wartime, civil war in Russia. So he, Bolshevik revolution. So wartime developed. So Lenin's mind, very much wartime militant thinking. So authoritarian system and the ruthless rule. What do you think? Correct, sir. Just
We'll have the last question.
Yeah, His Holiness, my name is Priyanka, and I'm doing my research from Banaras Hindu University on Tibetan studies. Actually, what I want to know is that what do you feel is the greatest threat that the third generation refugee children are facing because of the increase in the Western education and the factors of globalization? So what do you think are the threats that Tibetan children are facing in India or wherever in the rest of the world they are?
가서 여보세요.
되게 쉬운 게 미럽 순거 두조도 아니던데 지게기 노조한테 제외도 아니 마음과 동교의 제를 가르쳐 주시되 가르쳐 주시죠.
Challenges or threats? Challenges. What changes are happening to them?
As I already mentioned, you see, world really facing some kind of emotional problem. Now some kind of problem, drug problem, too much alcohol. Why? Lack of peace of mind. So without touching alcohol, any drugs, if you have some sort of ability to keep peace of mind, the surrounding not necessarily positive, a lot of problem. But as an individual, you can keep peace of mind through training. So if I have no knowledge of Nalanda tradition, then I may touch some alcohol or some drugs. No need. That sort of ability to keep your mind. Main thing is honest, truthful, transparency. All these related with karuna, here, karuna. Karuna automatically become ahimsa and non-sectarian, respect all religion. So all these related with warm-heartedness. So I'm sort of trying to promote warm-heartedness, irrespective. You see, honest, truthful, compassionate mind automatically bring inner strength. Inner strength there automatically reduce fear, suspicion. So all these very much related with training of our mind. And these, I think, Indian tradition, analyze, whether you call wisdom or not. You see, our approach is really realistic approach. Emotion, usually one-sided. Now quantum physics, now some Chinese quantum physicist, I heard one article wrote by one Chinese quantum physicist that they found the people who believe quantum physics You see, they are sort of,
They are tight grasping at things.
that reduce. So, you see, and now, according to Nagarjuna's Buddhist psychology or Nagarjuna's psychology, very clearly mentioned all these destructive emotions, such as anger and attachment, is very much based on appearances. So things appear. Now here I have one American great scientist, very old. He not religious-minded people. He helping human being who suffer too much anger. He treats these people, I think, last a few decades. His conclusion is anger. When anger develops, the object which that person feel angry appears very negative, but reality, 90% of that negativeness is mental projection. That's exactly Indian psychology mention these things. So knowing, not based on appearances, but deeper reality. I think we all have same experience. You see, when you feel anger to someone, including your wife, a little sort of shouting, then after the anger reduce, then you feel regret. And sometimes you feel shy, isn't it? So the anger develop, you see, very much based on the appearances of exaggeration. So all these negative emotion, not solid basis, just emotion. Like karuna, or solid basis. Anger, no solid basis. So if you, time passes, compassion, karuna, through training, through reasoning, increasing strength of karuna, increasing. Or the anger, less, no sound basis. All these Indian psychology, truly Nalanda masters, their psychology. Now you should not think, you see, these things are Buddhist psychology. You should not think that way. It is psychology of human being. So I think India, really, I feel, the later part of this century, I think India can make significant contribution for world peace through inner peace. Not propagating Hinduism or Buddhism or Jainism. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.